everybody. Welcome to Freakin Friday with Rodney Golson, singer-songwriter session here at Region Buzz 219. Rodney, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, Nick. I'm glad to be here, and I wish it was a little warmer outside. But
Yeah, right? I heard that, man. I heard that. So, and for those of you just joining us, what we do is we play 3 tunes, and we just kind of talk about the songwriting process and just get to know one another on a musical and sometimes even a spiritual journey. So this will be a
hope
fun
we get
day
that
today.
lucky.
So why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself, man? Tell them where you're from and what
Well,
you've been doing musically, up to this point.
all right, well, I'm from Alabama originally. I was born down there, and I moved up here when I was 10. So I've lived the majority of my life up here in the Midwest. As far as music goes, I mean, my dad, he's a pastor of a church, and um, he's always loved music, and he's always sang around me for as long as I can remember. So it's just kind of been a part of my life growing up. I was singing in the church choir when I was young. Started playing music in bands with my friends back in like high school, and from there it just became something that felt like I needed to do to beat myself. So that's kind of like the journey here. But I've gone through different phases and different styles of music, and just love it all.
That's cool, man. I vibe with that. So what would you kind of bouncing off of that is what would you kind of vibe like? What's the vibe that you like want to say? What's the style? What's the sound that you're kind of capturing in your own originals that we're going to be covering today? What would you kind of label them as? Because I hate labels as well, but
Well, I guess like when I'm playing the guitar and I have the song in me, it feels very folky. I grew up listening to a lot of a guy named City and Color, so a lot of his inflections and melodies have been transferred. But I mean, there's a lot of old school R&B feels to it as well. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to tell a story. So whatever style kind of fits that story that I'm trying to put out there is what I go with.
cool. So you don't like to stick to one thing.
I mean, not particularly.
Cool. You just be you.
Yeah.
You do your thing, right?
It's about that simple, and I just
That's cool, man.
make stuff that I want to hear.
Yeah. So, you actually won our Boulevard session contest. So you're going to be recording, your EP here.
Yes.
Do you have any kind of like previous records out, like as a solo artist and stuff, or is this like your kind of inception for that?
As a solo artist, this will probably be like the first thing that I put out. I mean, I have a few things, mixed projects that I've put together that I have out. Just nothing that I've really labeled my own though. So
Okay.
this will kind of be the introduction of something along those lines.
I'm really excited for it, man, because like you and I have done a lot of cover gigs and like singer-songwriter stuff together on Mondays and a few different things and coming to open mic and we've jammed together. But this is like I get to actually hear like what's in your head, not just what's like in the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a little bit of a disconnection when you're like in that environment for sure. So I'm excited to work with you. I mean, every time I've come here, it's been like very welcoming and very open to the creative mind, right?
Yeah.
So I think that kind of environment will be conducive to producing something like
Very cool.
that we'll both enjoy.
Yeah, man. So do you
And
have
I hope
a,
everybody
do
enjoys.
you have like yeah? Do you have like a set list for that? Like any tunes you want to go over today that maybe we can want to play one of those that you want to do for them
Well,
today?
yeah, I definitely want to play one of those songs. The one that I entered the contest with, I've had time to kind of really get more into the feel of it. So I definitely think that there's some more things to add there in that recording, and we can set something up right here. I mean, to kind of figure out something like that,
Yeah, cool. Well, it'll be my first time playing some of these together, and a lot of you guys watching the show kind of know that I just flow with the move and what's happening. So
Yeah.
it's just always fun to have different artists, different styles, man. I've had like James Guetta, who's real country folk.
Yeah.
You know, we've had Frank
Americana
Rivoli, who's like
vibes.
real, you know, like super upbeat. And then I had Jordan Ryan Miller, who's a great songwriter. He does like kind of the more folky Americana, you know, type of stuff. So it's just like having different songwriters. It's all singer-songwriter, but what comes out is never the same thing, you know?
I mean, it's different experiences they're trying to convey to you, you know? And I think that's kind of like what songwriting is. You're just trying to create a relatable space.
For sure.
And some people can do it through visual art, and some people do it through playing a guitar, you know?
Yeah. So before we get into this first tune, do you have any kind of like message in your music that you're trying to portray, or is it just song by song?
It's song by song. I mean, if you dig deep into the songs, there's a message somewhere. But it's all just thoughts I have in my head.
Yeah. What's this first one we're gonna play?
This first tune is an older tune. I played it with another project of mine, and it's always kind of felt like standard me. Like this is what I love about music or something like that.
Okay.
So this one's called Runaway.
All right.
G minor? Yeah, it's gonna be G minor.
Cool. You want to take just a minute and talk about it? See what the song's about?
Absolutely. I would say I guess I can remember the first time I started playing the song. When I started writing the song, I used to live in a house in Hammond, and if you know anything about Hammond, Indiana, there's a lot of train tracks around there. I didn't live too far off of the train tracks, and so, you know, I was playing the guitar and I heard the sound of the trains thumping over, and I was just kind of like, put me in this mood where I was kind of like, maybe just pack up and jump in a cart and see where it takes me, kind of mood. So
very bohemian.
I hope that comes across as well.
Yeah, right.
But it was just like one of those moments where like you just kind of are in your environment and you're trying to like take it in, and it kind of got me thinking about that kind of life or that kind of thing. And I don't even know if the like final song came out to be anything really describing that, but that was the initial thought and the initial process, and it kind of got me going in that way. And now the motion of the song kind of feels like you're chugging along on a train track, and it's got a lot of neat things in it and a lot of references that I would consider come from that initial spot. So that's kind of where the song comes from, just like the train.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, let's jump on the South Shore and run away.
Never were my cure, but those dark nights always seem so sure until the runaway. And those bright lights shining down on me, well, they feel alright as long as you look up to see a runaway. The path keeps getting longer every step that I take, wasting all my energy. The effort's been misplaced. Keep just to get a little closer. So maybe they won't find out that I just a runaway. The voices of the train only sing refrain. They sing the tragedies that come with a name of a runaway. What a shame. It's gotta be this way. You can't escape your destiny. You're the runaway. The path keeps getting longer every step that I take, wasting all my energy. The effort's been misplaced. Keep on moving farther, just to get a little closer. So maybe they won't find out that I just a runaway. Do you think the dead judge us from the grave? They're just using the night to escape. Oh, don't you know, not living for the day. Oh, the moon will be the guide for the runaway. The dead judge us from the grave, saying the ones above us don't live for the day. They're just using the night to escape. No, this is the curse. Yeah, this is the curse. The curse of the runaway.
Yeah, man, that was I love that tune. We did that one time at White Rhino together.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a whole vibe. That was good, man. I remember the first time we did that. It was just such a fun time. You know, it was good to just do something very different. And I think at that time you even brought your keyboard out.
Yeah, I think I was playing it on keys back, or at least doing a little bit of keys back then, just to like try to do a little bit more. I think it helps me like build ideas to have like. I wouldn't call myself like a keyboardist by any means, but it like helps me plan out a song a little bit better. I don't know, the way that the notes are laid out on piano kind of intuitive in that
Okay.
way.
That's interesting. So speaking of that kind of like topic, you know, do you have like a specific process that you kind of like roll through when you're writing, or is it like is the music come first? Does the lyrics comes first? Is it a mixture of both?
It's
Do you have like a
usually-
concept that you like oh, I want to talk about this topic? Like how do you approach songwriting in either one way or the different ways that you kind of approach it?
I think a lot of it is music first.
Okay.
Like you get like a progression that you kind of like, or that at least speaks to you in some way. And then I just start like humming things over it, saying nonsense. And
yeah, I have a song Black Cloud, and I like when I first started singing it, you know, or started playing it, and I was like, and I couldn't figure it. I was like, oh, you know, it's like doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, that is exactly the process. I don't know. I just make sounds until it sounds like music, I guess.
Yeah.
Cause you know, I'll find like some melody that sounds good to me, and then I'll say, all right, I need words to put in on that melody, and then once you get the word, like a couple words, then I start thinking about the bigger picture, like what do I want to say? Like I said, I consider songwriting to be like just a form of storytelling.
Okay.
So I want to say something. It's not always something that's like the most internal,
motivational or inspiring.
Yeah.
But it might be it might just be a story, you know, like we have fiction and nonfiction, and it's okay to sometimes write fictional things, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to take what you know and create something, I think, and that's the nitty gritty of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I've written songs in so many different ways, though. When I think about it, like sometimes I will start with like a few words or an idea. Like, I know one of the songs that I want to play with you today is a song where I was just out. I was hanging out in the city. I think I was at a show, and it was like a smaller show. And one of the acts that went on was this girl, and she had this amazing voice. But like the most amazing thing about her is that she sang a City in Color song that I liked. I mean, that I relate so closely to music. That was a big impact for me. But I was like, sitting in my room. I had some chords, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna write a song about this girl that I don't know, and it kind of became this tune that I really like. Maybe one day I'll get to play it for her.
Yeah. That's
It's
cool, man. So do you like walk me through like that process? So like when you were doing that tune, did you like you started with the music or you started with melody, you kind of went that way, but when you're structuring lyrics specifically, do you just like tell the story and then like reframe the words, or do you like
words words are hard, but honestly, so much of my writing process is me trying to think of the right words for the situation. Like a lot of times, like you can say something 1,000 different ways, but only like one way really feels right in the song. So it's like I'll be sitting there saying, like, one of the lines in the song is like, you're in the mountains, but you belong in the open plains, right? So like that's the idea was you're not from here, but you're here right now, and this is where you belong.
See,
right?
when I hear that, like just in that context, just alone, I think of it like you're at this higher level of consciousness. That's how I think, you know, like you're at this higher level of consciousness, but you're going through this valley or this plain right now, so that you can kind of understand where other people are coming from. Isn't that weird?
That is crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. I completely understand that vision, and I see where it's coming from. But what's crazy to me is just how, just like I'm use the comparison of visual art again, but just like how somebody looks at a painting and gets something so different, like every person hears a song and gets something so different. Like I remember, like sometimes I'd bring up things to my buddy. It's like, say, check out this idea, check out this song, and I'd have one meaning of the whole song, one meaning of the verse or the line, and he would bring up something else that honestly sounded more poignant and like brilliant of a way to think of those words, and I'll say, "Yep, that's right." That's it. So, I don't know, stuff like that. When it comes to like building a song, the words are important to me, at least. I know sometimes I will overthink the words.
Oh yeah.
I'll overthink the words, and I'll be sitting on a line that's fine for 5 days, and I'll be like, well, finally I've got here and I got nothing better to put in, so it's staying, and it becomes part of the song, and then a lot of it becomes the feeling. Like when you're playing a song, how do you feel when you're playing it?
Yeah, how do you say what you say, I think is really the thing that I'm learning as I'm growing as a songwriter and a composer and just a musician in general and a human being in general. That's just part of what it is. It's just it's not about what you say or what, like, but it's how you approach something.
Yeah.
Like a good song, will have some type of arc to it, right? But then a good song will also have something that's super relatable to everybody. A good song could be timeless. There's like no one formula to it. So it's like you have to kind of have an understanding of the diverse approaches, but also the diverse perspectives of how someone is like perceiving it.
Is hearing and seeing and feeling that music, yeah, absolutely.
So what's this next tune that you want to do?
The next one, like I said, it's started off being about an artist that I saw perform at a show one time. And it kind of became just like your typical song about longing, but it's like it has like this theatrical feel in my mind, because it does a lot of variation in the way the song's played, the way it's sung. It's chaotic because like I guess those thoughts are chaotic, like how do you get up on stage and do this? How do you sing this song that I love, and then I'm sitting there saying like, well, how would I put that into words? And it would be kind of messy because like I don't think these through when I'm talking to people in general. So I go high, I go low, and like it turns into kind of a mess sometimes, like rambling, which I tend to do. But yeah, so
this show in particular is the ultimate epitome of rambling. It's the platinum show of rambling.
I mean, I love talking about music. So
it's easy to talk about music, but it's always really hard to talk about yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like let the music describe who I am,
I wish it were that easy,
Mm-hmm.
But, somebody always wants an introduction.
Yeah.
But this one is it's called Fourth Floor Apartment. As far as I know, because I never really solidified a name, but
okay. What key is this one in?
This one, I want to say C sharp.
Oh, is this the one we did a little bit earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah.
Just go to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Right in there.
I remember the day that you walked through the door of my fourth floor apartment. The mountains where you stay, but you belong here in the open plain. Oh, I heard your melody like you're singing right to me. Had me wondering if it's all up in my head, all in my brain. Is it all just a game, or is there some kind of meaning to the madness? Meaning to when we first met. So I'll never seen someone like you before. The voice of an angel singing those sacred chords. But I knew that there's no way I could convince you to stay. Ever since then I pray that you'd come through that door just one more time. Although now I have moved, it's not that far, but there's no way of telling you. Oh, I heard your melody, but it wasn't just for me. Now all I'm left with is the memories of a good time. And yeah, that's fine, but I gotta make sense of the madness. Make sense of when we first met. 'Cause I never seen someone like you before. Voice of an angel singing something so pure. Right from the start I knew that there's no way I could convince you to stay. Why did you come here? You don't have to go now. Why did you come here? If you were gonna leave, why did you come here? You don't have to go now. Why did you come here? If you were gonna leave, why did you come here? You don't have to go now. Why did you come here? If you were gonna leave, why did you come here? You don't have to go now. Why did you come here? If you were gonna leave, and you were gonna leave me. If you were gonna leave, if you were gonna leave me, leave me here alone. So you sang your melody, but it wasn't just for me. Now all I'm left with is the memory of a good time. And yeah, that's fine, but I gotta make sense of the madness. Make sense of when we first met. 'Cause I never seen someone like you before. Voice of an angel singing something so pure. You were never mine to keep, but I wish you had stayed right here with me. I remember the day that you walked through the front door of my 4th floor apartment.
Yeah, man. I got that vibe about that. What was the band that she played the song?
The song that she sang was a City in Color song.
City in Color song. Okay.
I don't even remember the name. The song that she was singing, I think it was Sleeping Sickness or something.
Okay.
So,
Very cool.
yeah, I'm a big fanboy for City in Color. So, you know, it's like somebody came in like, I'm just gonna throw something out here. So say you're really into comic books and you like X-Men, and somebody came dressed as Storm, you know, and you're like,
oh yeah, okay, I feel that.
You're killing it right now.
Yeah.
This is thank you.
Yeah, kill it on all levels.
Yeah. But yeah, she was also like, more than anything, she had an amazing voice and she did a beautiful job with the song. So if you had butchered one of my favorite artists, I don't know if I'd be writing music
Get
about
off the stage! Get off
like,
the
give me that. I'll show you
Throwing
how that
tomatoes
song
and like eggplants and stuff. Like, what fruit you got in here? What vegetables? I'm about to throw them.
I think we were in somebody's apartment. Like, it was an apartment show out in the city, which I think is where the 4th floor apartment, because I've never lived in a 4th floor apartment before.
Isn't that crazy how that works?
Yeah.
It's like the night muses, man. The you know, they like give you these tunes like this magical mystic thing about it, and you just like the song just came out. You know? Yeah. You ever have moments like that? Like, when do you typically write? Morning, night, you know, midday? Is there like a specific time?
My best ideas come out at like 3 to 5 in the morning.
I swear, I know another one when I see it, bro. I knew it.
I'm just like, I can't sleep. I might as well try to do something with myself. I just pick up the guitar and like play something, and I'm like, wait, hold on, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So I it was always interesting because like I've had like, you know, roommates, and my sister lives with me and stuff. So it's like I'm trying to like be quiet sometimes, but it's like a part I'm hey. You know, like
the music hits you. They live with you. They gotta know.
And that's what I told her. She just recently moved back in with me, and I was like, you just know that if you randomly hear me yelling at 3 in the morning, everything's okay.
That's more common than you might think around here.
It's way more common. Don't hit the panic button on the alarm. I promise, everything's okay.
I have to remind myself that I have neighbors, because sometimes I have music. Like, I listen to music all throughout the day, and so like sometimes I'll blast music through the speakers, and I won't even realize it's 2 in the morning. And you know, average people probably are asleep right now.
Yeah. I feel that. So yeah, you're a night rider like me, man. That's cool.
I like it. I mean, I like there's like a calm about the nighttime when it comes to that kind of thing.
You know what I love about it is I feel most connected to my environment and what's happened through the day. And I'm the type of person where I'm actually going to be doing a series on this as well in the coming months. It's called Night Thoughts, and I'm trying to write a book. And they're just like inspirational, motivational thoughts, but it's all based upon from practicing my meditation, my prayer, and my gratefulness is the most important thing. What was it that I was grateful, and what was that lesson I learned that day?
Okay.
And so these night thoughts are specifically about those, and I'm going to start doing some videos on those for my Motivation Mondays.
Cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, I work best. I've like kind of realized about myself. I work best at night because I have that moment to actually reflect with no other distractions.
I mean, I've never thought of it like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
At least for me, you know.
Like, I consider the night like the cool down period.
Yeah. Right.
So like, you really get to digest what has occurred that day, and like how you progressed, or how like what you want to get out the next day, and like there's this influx of thoughts and this influx of like self-identification that kind of like whirlpools up all these ideas. I feel like, at least in my case, that's where I find myself like being most contemplative, like, and in those contemplative states is like a creator's like mixing pool. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
like,
man.
That's where
it's like the stew pot, right?
That's where the good juju comes from.
Every juice from every tomato meets with the juices of the beef and the rice. It's like perfect stew pot, man.
Yeah.
Can you tell I'm getting a little hungry? You know?
I'm with you there, then, man. It's been a minute. I can't remember the last meal now. I mean, I got terrible memory. It was earlier today. I can't remember it.
I was gonna say, you're looking a little skinny on me, man. What's going on?
I mean, I'm eating well.
Yeah.
I would consider.
Yeah.
So don't you worry about me. I'm staying warm.
Yeah. Good. Very good. So you know, what's this? We got a third tune we're gonna be playing. What's this one all about?
This one, I like to think of it as being about intimacy, I guess. That's like super low mood, super like this idea of like knowing somebody and really understanding somebody, and like, you know, enjoying that aspect of being with your significant.
Okay.
Right.
So living in the moment, but on a interpersonal relationship.
Yeah, like taking that moment and saying, "Hey, this is in this moment, like we have it all, right? Like it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be explosive, but it's what we got, and we can make the most of it.
Very cool.
I guess it's very abstract, the whole song, because I think that means different things for different people, and I wasn't trying to like put it so much that this is how I feel, but this is that feeling, So hopefully it kind of translates that way, but it's just like one of those old kind of like, I think it's got like a bluesy feel to it.
Okay.
And it's actually the tune that I submitted for my Boulevard session.
Yes.
So, again, super grateful that you put that contest on, and super grateful to anybody who may have liked or shared the video, because it helped me to get to the point where now I'm going to be working with you to make this EP.
So with this EP, we talked about it. It's like 4 tracks. You said you kind of have the songs already, like the ideas of which songs you want to choose for that. Have all these songs been written for a while? Like, were they kind of like in the bank, so to speak, or were they kind of just like freshly written, and you're just like, I want to get these out there?
I have a couple of songs that I've had for a while, like that Runaway song. I wanna put on there as a different version of the song, maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I have like a litany of songs that I've written that could be ready with a little bit of work. Some of them have like a little dust on the shell because I haven't picked them up in a while. But
believe me, I know all about those.
It's
like, you want me to play that off my first release 6 years ago? Are you serious right now?
I'm with you there. It's like, that's a different songwriter,
Yeah.
But the song, I think it's called "Baby That's the Truth" or "That's the Truth." I wrote that maybe a couple weeks before I came down to record the video.
Okay.
So would I say that they're long? That I don't know if there's anything that might come up, I guess, right? Because we haven't set a date or anything on when we're gonna start the session or anything.
We just announced that you won. So we'll chat a little bit today about when that's gonna happen and how it'll happen and that sort of thing. But I know that myself, Chase, Ben, and Aiden, we're really excited to work with you.
I'm excited to work with you guys.
It's gonna be a good time. And we'll kind of like pump it up on social media and help with the process and show people what it's like to be in the studio. You know what I mean?
I'm excited, man. Like, I think it'll be a great opportunity to just like work with you guys. Like, you've been great guys every moment that I've had to interact with you. I mean, I've known you for a while now.
Yeah. You and I have known each other for a minute now.
I remember the first time I saw you in Parker Brewery doing a cover of "Ain't No Sunshine."
That was the first time you met me?
That was the first time I saw you.
So
it was
funny.
I heard you a room over, and I was ordering a drink, being loud and boisterous with my friends, and you caught my attention, man.
The first time I heard you were doing this project, and it was like a multi-show thing, and I had gotten asked to be the first. I think I was the second artist on the bill, and you were the first artist. Yeah, because I got to hear your set, and I had to leave right after my set. It was up in Whiting, at this like church loft thing.
I remember.
And it was like this collaborative, like all these different artists and like candle makers and.
That was a cool little thing. Though.
It was a cool little thing.
Cool
Yeah. It was a cool little thing. Man, I can't remember the name of it though.
I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember. I feel bad. I'm sorry for whoever's watching this, and I don't remember the name of the event. But it was a cool thing. I don't think we ever did it again. But
I think from that moment you started inviting us to join you on a couple things.
Yeah.
I don't know, it turned into a beautiful friendship in my opinion. So
yeah. Absolutely, man. You get to meet new people, and I always say like music. And Charlotte Freeland says this really well from the Rock and Rollers group. That is now since defunct because of COVID and things. But she talks about music being the glue. Music is what keeps people together. And I think that that's really important as a musician to recognize that and try to do the right thing and be the example for people so that we can there's so much polarization and so much discord happening in our planet, right now. And I mean, let's think about this. Like, when I was a kid, they never would have talked about having ships go to Mars, and now we're talking about going to Mars with Elon Musk.
Yeah,
it blows my mind. I feel like I'm watching a
wild.
sci-fi movie or something.
Man, the rate that like things are, like technological growth and like the opportunities that like the next generations will have. Like, I was just thinking about it earlier today. I was just like, I picked up like the internet, like computer technology age at around 13. Right, like about like I started with the dial-up. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
where someone calls in and knocks you off. Knocks you off. You're trying to open an email and the picture's like,
And I was just thinking about like how like even like 5 years younger than me, they've had the opportunity to like really grow up with that, and they know it better than I do. I know it better than my parents. Like, they just have more time to like integrate with like these systems and find ways to, what I hope, find ways to better the world and better life for everybody.
Yeah.
Along with that technological growth and that greater understanding for like people to come.
And I think the cool thing about it is, as musicians, we have the unique opportunity. Technology moves forward, and there's so much talk about like, we'll get back to the basics of being a human and humanity and humankind and that sort of thing. And I think that we have the unique opportunity to really talk about that with people through our music, in relation to keeping people human and not keeping them into just livestock for the digital monies and the social medias and all these kinds of things.
To the moon with the stocks.
Use it as a tool, not as an absolute aspect of life. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna go into the key of E minor and play this last thing.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. So this last tune, I did the Boulevard sessions with. That's the Truth. Nick's gonna spice it up for me, all right?
All right, we'll see. Hopefully I put the right spices on it.
Through the windows of your soul, I could see just what you want. Let me give you what I got, and if it ain't enough, let me give it again. 'Cause I ain't giving up. 'Cause when I say that I never felt this way, baby, let me tell you that's the truth. Oh, baby, let me tell you that's the truth. Through the silence of a clear, cloudless night, I could hear whispers on my ear saying, give me more what you got, I ain't had enough, so I'll give it again. 'Cause I ain't giving up. 'Cause when I say that I never felt this way, baby, let me tell you that's the truth. Oh, feel it with the way I look at you. I can feel it in the way your body moves. That I never felt this way. Oh, take me to a state of bliss. I'm losing all my senses. You take, you take, you take, you take, you take. Oh, wrapped up in you. What else can I do? You take, you take, you take, you take, you take. Oh, you take me to a state of bliss. I'm losing all my senses. You take, you take, you take, you take, you take. And I never felt this way. Baby, let me tell you that's the truth.
That's the song that got you the free EP.
Hey.
So that must be the. Is that going to be like is that the single? Is that like the one that you think that's going to be the single, like the most well known tune on that track?
Maybe so. In my personal opinion, I think a single should probably have a little bit more energy.
Okay.
Who knows? Depending on the way that it's recorded, or like some of the stylings that it do for it, it might just have like that catchiness in it to be a single. I guess I need to do a little bit more thinking about that kind of thing.
Okay.
'Cause I mean, like I said, that Runaway song has always felt like a "This Is Me" kind of song. Like the way that I sing, some of those notes that I use in there, it's like feels like a good songwriting song for me, and that's kind of like what I like about it.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
So who knows? I guess leave it up to In the Air for now.
Yeah. So I got one more question before we close up. Has COVID kind of, I guess
changed the whole world for you?
Yeah, changed your musical career in any way, positive or negatively, or maybe there's positives and there's negatives to it. What's your perspective on it?
It definitely like changed the trajectory, I guess. I mean, if my past was just like always have music in my life, nothing's changed, right? But like, I was much more of a performer before COVID, and everything kind of closed up. There's nowhere really to play. I mean, there's jam nights and things like that. But I don't like to. I don't know. I guess I don't want to ramble on. It's like I work, all week long, and like then it'd be like going to gigs after their work, and then life just slowed down.
Yeah.
I guess, and I found myself getting interested in the production side of music, getting into like mixing and making songs that way, because it allowed me to like play different instruments and like kind of teach myself certain things about sound and like I don't know. I love music, and I love the intricacies of making a good record just as much as I like the intricacies of playing a good set or performing a good song.
It's very different.
It's
so different. It's a whole different ballgame. A lot of people know me as like the guitar player, singer, performer and stuff. But a lot of people don't really get to know me as like the producer, and I think that's kind of what's really come out of for me. It's allotted me the time to write and build my catalog, but then also pick from the catalog and say, this one I'm going to produce today or this week and work on it that way. So it's really cool. I personally got with Caught on Klein, and then I got Nick Cazona's band stuff too, and then I'm actually working on an acoustic album as well, and a couple side projects too. So it's just so much, like you're talking about, you have the time to sit down and do that. I didn't have that time before, so now I'm just like, explosion of ideas and creativity that needs to be harnessed into something cool.
It's a whole different ball game, and it's a lot of fun in its own way.
Yeah.
It's different from performing, but it still feels like you're creating an experience for somebody.
And it's a different experience.
Yeah.
That was something that I really learned. Well, cool, man. Was there any final thoughts? Is there, you got socials you want to like shout out, or, hi mom, hi dad, thank you.
Hi mom, hi dad, give him that. I don't really have like an official music page for myself yet. I have like an Instagram for like some of the production projects that I've been putting together. So you can like Aja Music Production on Instagram, or I think it's called Individual Jam Account on Instagram. Wow, I'm really not plugging myself well there, Nick. But
we'll get some of those links and things together, and people can find you on Facebook and Instagram and all that.
That'll be it. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for voting for me again for the Boulevard contest, and I can't wait to bring you guys some tunes.
Yeah, and I can't wait to work with you, man. It's gonna be a very good time. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching Freakin' Friday Sessions. Nick Kazonis here with Rodney Golson, and we'll see you again next week. Take care.